Okay, now that we have a server that we can use for free, let's go ahead and test its mail function capability. So what I'm going to do is create something called mail.php, and we're going to talk about the headers that we can allow and really understand what's happening when we mail something. First off, I'm going to make sure that I have php.net up. I'm going to go to php.net, and we're going to look at the mail function and keep it open so that you can see specifically what it does. Now, when we do mail, I want to show you a couple things about it. It's an important thing, and PHP does a really good job of minimizing the workload for the developer. When I was learning Perl back in the late 90s, the functionality I'm about to show you was usually over 30 lines. But right now, if we just do mail, and we'll just mail to myself. I'll mail to my Gmail account. So this mail function, which the book goes over, has a subject, mail to. The third parameter is usually the contents of the email. And then the fourth would be parameters, how we're going to send it. Right now, I'm just going to use these, just the three things. We're going to test to see what it looks like when the mail comes in. Okay, so here we are with connection.php. We're going to go ahead and do mail.php. So it ran. Let's see if anything came in, and I have something. So this came in, and it's from WebD 153, and these are the contents, and these are headers. So this is what was mailed by. It's got standard encryption. It's from this host, and everything works fine, which is great because that's what we need for the homework in week 11 here. Now, a couple things. Mail is a bool, okay? So if I were to create a variable called bool, or basically did it send, what we can do is var dump did it send, and that should register as true, which is what we need with the Boolean. The word bool means true or false. So right now, if I do this, and I go back to my mail function over here, and I hit that, it's waiting, and I get a bad gateway right now, which means it didn't go through. But let's go ahead and try it again. We're going to hit refresh. It worked once, so one of the things about this free host, too, they shut off every now and again. Let's see if this is... So we should get something because... Oh, that's why, because I didn't... That's so silly of me. I didn't upload it. So let's go ahead and refresh, and we get a bool true. So that was by var dumping this section, and that means it did send. So we need to run conditions on these things before we echo out our response. Don't just echo out a response like, oh, echo mail sent, we'll get back to you soon, okay? What you should do is say something like, if did it send, then go in and, list that like that. So that's the mail function. Now, let's say we wanted to send some HTML, okay? Maybe let's say we wanted to, we'll do scalar HTML, and it equals, I'll just do a strong tag. We'll do an H tag real quick. H1 sale starts today. That's the bulk of work that I've had to do professionally, is basically catalogs, e-commerce, getting the word out that something's happening, okay? And then I could do, HTML dot equals, because we're concatenating. And we'll do a p tag, and we'll do strong tag inside the p tag. I just wanted to show you HTML tags and how we can send them via mail. We'll do something like, don't miss it. Now notice the single quote, we'll just escape that. And then we'll close our strong tag. And then we'll close our p tag. So what we've got here is just a silly little newsletter that's going, with just a little bit of HTML. And so when you do that, what you want to do is inside this section right here, you want to tell it what content type to send. Content type : text / HTML. And I'll go ahead and upload this, and when it comes into my email, it'll have HTML. Another thing to know is if you're doing images inside this newsletter, you want to make sure, see it says mail sent? Well, let's just make sure that WebD right here, we've got contents. It should be coming in again. I want to make sure that it does, but now it should have an HTML message because our contents are right here. Oh, I'm sorry, the value is this. So I've got to send HTML. That's my mistake. But we'll upload that and run it. And so we'll hit refresh. And I know we're doing a bool mail sent, but we could also put a variable here, scalar HTML dot sent, like that. And you can play around with it, but the idea is to tell the browser exactly. There it is. Sale starts today. Don't miss it. So these three are all. There we go. Sale starts today. Don't miss it. So you see in bold the H1 and then bold and tag. That means we're able to send HTML. So we can have multiple headers. For example, you probably saw that from. And the formatting for the from in PHP in the email can be a little bit tricky. So I'm going to do the from section here. Yeah, something like this. This right here. This is a good example. This is a common header all the way through. And it says from Johnny, whatever it's going to be. This variable is an end of line. But this is really what we need to paste into our email for a header. So what we might do is something like this. And each header gets one line. So I might do a carriage return like this, a \r, \n, something like that. And then we'll go ahead and do the content type here. So this will be from Chris, and it'll be Chris at webd153.com. So what I want to do is test to see whether the 000webhost actually offers this from field, which I showed you in a separate video is not honored on my own professional server with HostRocket. So let's make sure it's uploaded. Looks good. Hit refresh. And I'll go back and hit it again. So we should see, hopefully, there's the email coming in. And there you see from Chris. So this is good. Our shared host here, this free host, is doing really well as far as getting the from field. That can be, you can have a little fun with this because it says Chris at webd153. You could basically forge someone's headers then. You could have a little fun with your friends and put their from name here and send something to them just as a joke. So like, I found your wallet. You do something funny. Of course, it can be dangerous, but and eventually someone can track it down. But it's a very free host that allows you to do that. So anyway, that's mail. Generally, this is a way to have multiple headers right here with the line break. So it takes 4 parameters: the email that you're sending to, the subject, the HTML, and then the from. Okay, so that is email. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me.